Hi, this is the help video for Access Chapter 9. We're working on the PrepareCase. So this chapter is all about making the database better by creating enhanced forms. And so before we actually start doing some work, I wanted to talk a little bit about some terminology. So I brought up the ebook, and I just wanted to go through a couple terminology. Query by form technique. So that's where we're going to create a form that allows somebody to specify some particular data, that data then can be applied to an underlying form. So there's two terms that and we talked about this very early in the semester, a bound and an unbound object. And the object we're talking about here specifically is a form, but the whole concept of bound and unbound crosses objects, but just remember we're talking about forms. So a bound form or report or query or whatever means that it is directly connected to a data source, meaning a table or a query. An unbound control or form is not directly linked to the source. So if we think about a form, we have bound and unbound all the time, where the bound is the text box that changes, and then the label is an unbound. It's just there. It's not connected to any source underneath. So we're going to build an unbound form that's going to allow us to ask for information that we can then supply to bring up the information in the form that the person is asking about. So went ahead and we did number 1. So let's just read this description. All right. The Pro Shop generates revenue through golfers signing up for tee times and golf lessons. You have provided a database to the club manager in which he can track employees and members. He and his staff have been experimenting with forms but have had very little luck. He would like to have an interface to the database by which the golf workers can easily sign up members for lessons and tee times, as well as easily query the database for members using a form. All right, so that's kind of what we're going to do. So we're on number 2. So we would like to specify criteria using a form. So to begin setting up the query by form method, I'm going to create an unbound form. So all I'm going to do is create a blank form. It's going to put a blank screen on there. I'm going to close up the field list because I haven't attached it to anything. So now we have a form that's not pulling in any information from an underlying table. All right, so then what we want to do is we want to add the header and footer to the form, because this form, I'm going to go to design view, this form does not have anything. It's just like a blank piece of paper. So we want to add a header and footer section. Remember, they come in pairs. So I'm just going to be on this blank form, right click, and I want to add the form header and footer. So it puts the pair in there. There's a header and there's a footer. Add a label to the left top corner of the form footer area, about 2.5 inches wide. So we're going to do this label, right? And we're going to drop it in here, and we're going to go to about 2.5 inches. And we're going to type created by C. Smith. And then if I wanted to verify that this was actually 2.5 inches wide, I'm going to go to my property format and 2.5. So I got it exactly on. If yours isn't, you could type a 2.5 there. All right, so we have this. Let's do a save, and we're going to call it FRM Red Bluff QBF. All right, so we're done with step 2. Step 3, text boxes can be added to an Unbound form to allow users to type criteria for specific fields in a query. So in layout view, so we're going to go to layout view, we're going to add a text box control to the form. Okay, edit the label to read search employee name. Add a second text box control below that says search member name. Add a third text box. So we're going to put 3 controls in there. Write down the list. So I'm going to come up to the control and find my text box, and I'm just going to pop it in here. And it's going to be called, I don't know, text 3 here. So we're going to change the label, so that's this left side, to search employee name, colon. All right, we're going to do another one. We're going to click, we're going to drop, and this one we're going to say search member name. We're going to add a third one that's going to be search member state. So we have this, but notice that this is not related to any field in it is an Unbound control. So I'm going to go ahead. We're done with that. Let's go down to step 4. A combo box can be added to an Unbound form to provide the user with a list of possible criteria to select. Add a combo box control to the Unbound form just below the search member state. Type the following values inside the column of the combo box. So we do combo boxes in the past, right? So we need to come up here and find the control that says combo box. So it's right here. We're going to click. I'm going to click. I'm going to cancel. Oh, let me do that again. Combo box, drop. I will type in the values. Next. The first one is Jan, down arrow, Feb, down arrow, March, down arrow, April. Okay, I'm on December. I'm going to do down arrow one more time. And then I'm going to go ahead and say next. The label is going to be search renewals month, renewal month, finish. And there we have it. So now we'll be able to, does that have a colon? It does. So I need to come in here and add on the end a colon. Okay. So by default, the combo box allows the users to edit the value. Since the list of months is complete, edit the property so that you have to do only the values in the list. So we're going to do property sheet, right? And then we want to find the property that doesn't let users add in additional values. So we want to go to data. While we have that selected, I brought up the property sheet. So this is when we're looking at creating a field that's a combo, and we move to the other tab. This is the same properties that we would have seen there. So we want to find where it says allow value list edits, and we're going to change that to a no. So that's saying that they have to select one of the choices. Okay. Add a combo box control, so I can close this out. Add a combo box control just below the search. So we're going to do combo box, click. I will type in next, and we're going to do years 2019 through 2025. Okay, I typed each of them in and hit the down arrow key. I'm on the last one. I see the pencil there, so I know I have to go off of that field to the next one. Make sure there's no pencils. We're going to do next. The heading is going to be search renewal year : and finish. Let's go ahead and save our form, and we're done with step 4. I'm going to stop the movie at this point, and we'll pick up with step 5 on the next movie. This is a long one. All right. Thank you.